LeBron James just wrapped up year 23 in pretty much the same fashion he's been delivering for the past several seasons now. Over the last 3 years, his Lakers have managed a grand total of 6 playoff wins combined across all 3 seasons. That's 1 playoff series win over that entire stretch. And this most recent season ended with a clean 4-game sweep at the hands of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Yet somehow, most people, including LeBron himself, are framing his playoff performance as a success. And that reaction, more than anything else, reveals something genuinely striking about how differently this man is wired compared to the elite competitors we've watched over the last 30 or so years. Primarily, Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Because at the end of the day, LeBron simply isn't built like those guys. He just isn't wired that way. And honestly, the clearest evidence of that? LeBron can barely even recall what losing feels like. Don't take my word for it, take his. I guess when you get like over 40, you start forgetting that happened. So I don't even remember many of the last times walking off the court. And right there, that's the tell. A true competitor, someone genuinely driven by winning above everything else, never forgets what losing feels like. That feeling doesn't fade. If anything, it sharpens. The fear of losing, the hatred of failure, that's the fuel. Pat Riley once said something that has always stuck with me. There's winning, and then there's misery. Simple, elegant, and completely accurate when it comes to describing what real competitive drive actually looks like. Winning is expected. It's almost taken for granted. It doesn't necessarily linger. But losing burns, and it burns long after the final buzzer. Tom Brady is another perfect example of this. The man won 7 Super Bowls, more than any single franchise has ever won in NFL history. 7 rings. And yet none of those championships are what stay with him the most. The thing that resonates deepest, the moment that still follows him into his life after football, isn't a trophy or a parade. It's the loss. Specifically, the Super Bowl at the end of the 2007 season, when his Patriots came within 1 game of completing a perfect undefeated season, and didn't. That's the memory that won't let him go. LeBron, by his own admission, just isn't built that way. And this season proved it all over again, because he genuinely believes it was a success.
I'm not looking at, my year as a disappointment. That's for damn sure. Especially, I was put into some positions that I've never played in my career before, actually in my life.
Now, sure. LeBron.
I could leave the floor saying like, shit. Even though I hate losing, obviously, but.
But does he really believe that? Because listening to him talk after the season, the theme was consistent. Highlight the positives, point to the bright spots. And yes, among those bright spots, winning a single playoff series.
Playoff series with some guys that, 1, either never been in the playoffs before, and 2, never won a playoff series before. To be in a bunker, to be in a foxhole with guys with that like that, that was pretty awesome too. So.
And on top of that, he seemed genuinely proud, almost boastful, about the fact that he was the 3rd option on this team.
In my life. So to be able to, thrive in that role for that period of time, and then have to step back into the role that I've been accustomed with over my career, over my life, playing a sport, and be able to thrive under that, and then just my teammates allowing me to lead them under extreme circumstances, that was pretty cool for me.
Hold on though, because LeBron actually claimed he'd never been a 3rd option before. Never, Bron. Was that not you? Because this man was quite literally the 3rd option as a back-to-back league MVP during an NBA Finals run, in his late 20s no less. So yes, LeBron has absolutely been a 3rd option before, and he was again this year. But rather than acknowledge that history, just let him tell you how impressed he was with himself for supposedly snapping back into that #1 option role and leading his team to what he considers a successful season.
Step back into the role that I've been accustomed with over my career, over my life, playing a sport, and be able to thrive under that, and then just my teammates allowing me to lead them under extreme circumstances, that was pretty cool for me. Like I said, I think after the Houston series, to be able to win a playoff series with some guys that, 1, either never been in the playoffs before, and 2, never won a playoff series before.
Right. He led his team straight into a 2nd-round sweep, and Oklahoma City did it emphatically. The Thunder took the first 4 games of that best-of-7 series, outscoring the Lakers by an average margin of 16 points per game. OKC barely had to shift into second gear for most of that series. The one exception? Game 4, the elimination game. Ironically, the game where LeBron was at his absolute worst. He was the least impactful he'd been across any of the 4 games, and by the numbers, he was a clear net negative for his own team. He finished with a -17 plus-minus on a night when the Lakers only lost by 5 points. To put that in perspective, Rui Hachimura and DeAndre Ayton were both -2, Austin Reeves was -6, and Marcus Smart actually finished +5. LeBron, -17 on an elimination night. And then came the moment that mattered most. Ball in his hands, a clean look, roughly 20 seconds left, Lakers needing his go-ahead basket. He missed. OKC grabbed the rebound, converted the free throws, and just like that, season over, series over. Not a disappointment. A 4-game sweep, his 4th sweep of his NBA career, and the 8th time overall that he has been eliminated in 5 games or fewer. And still, in his own words, not a failure. Try to imagine Michael Jordan saying that. Try to imagine Kobe Bryant framing a sweep as anything other than an absolute gut punch. You can't, because those men were wired entirely differently. They were ultimate competitors, ultimate killers, and because of that, ultimate winners. LeBron James, for all his talent and longevity, simply isn't that. If you want to see a deeper breakdown of LeBron's 4 sweeps and all 8 series in which he's been eliminated in 5 games or fewer, check out the video right here. And as always, make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on so you never miss an upload. Until next time.